Okay, my name is Gregory Yaffe. I am professor of geography at Radford University. I first developed my problem in November when I was on my sabbatical leave in Eastern Europe and the Republic of Belarus. I had really difficulty walking. My problem was in my legs, particularly in my left leg to the left of my knee. I asked for MRI, and they determined that I have a herniated disc between L4 and L5. I was hospitalized and was treated with something like Novocaine injections, and actually my condition improved, but it was only improved for me to come back, to fly over the Atlantic and to come back. Here, it again became worse. So first I went to a chiropractor. After 4 or 5 visits, I realized that it didn't work. Then I went to a DO, a doctor of osteopathy, here in Blacksburg. He administered a shot into my spine, and actually I had a series of 3 shots, like 2-3 weeks in between, and 3 was maximum that you are allowed to have those steroid drugs. Each time I had an improvement for a couple of days, and then my condition re-emerged. Again, most of the pain was in the left leg, although occasionally in the right leg too. I went to physical therapy, kind of a regular physical therapy. Then I went to a kind of a rehab facility, also physical therapy, but where you have a face-to-face and one-on-one contact with an instructor within 1 hour, and nothing seemed to help. So I went back to the DO, and he sent me to a surgeon. That was on March 1st. And I thought that, well, I'm not completely, incapacitated, so I can work, although I have problems. So I should probably have surgery after the end of the semester, after the end of the spring semester. And so my surgery was scheduled for May the 15th. On May 1st, I was supposed to come to this DO compound in Roanoke to have certain tests. I was very reluctant to undergo surgery, so I decided to do whatever it takes to avoid it, if of course this is realistic. And so, on the advice of one of my colleagues in Washington, D.C., who took trouble to recommend acupuncture, preferably acupuncture performed by a Chinese specialist who is trained in classical Chinese medicine, I just went online and found Dr. Joy Young in Blacksburg. I didn't have any, after so many things not working, I actually didn't have much hope. But I still decided to pay her a visit, as it would be a kind of a last resort. Maybe, just maybe, I could avoid surgery that, as I already said, I was very much afraid of, and due to unknown consequences and all sorts of information that I received from all sorts of people who advised me to avoid surgery if at all possible. And so I came to Dr. Young sometime in April, I think, in early April probably, and my very first contact with her impressed me. I still didn't think that it was a breakthrough, but I got intrigued. I got very interested in her methods. They were definitely not traditional for Western medicine because, having heard about my complaints and about my pain symptoms, kind of concentrated in my left leg, she actually pounced on my right shoulder and pressed certain points. And I thought that already at that first occasion, well, first of all, my right shoulder somehow communicated with my left leg, which was very unusual. And so I was very impressed by that. And so I decided to pay more visits to her, I think to the total of 12 visits. You see, now is early June. I feel like I am almost completely free of my problem. I regained the ability to walk without any problem. I walk the dogs, I mow the lawn. I do everything I did before, except perhaps CrossFit, except fitness. But I've already resumed swimming, and actually I entirely attribute it to Dr. Young. It was stunning, entirely unexpected. Don't understand how it works, but it does, and that is the most important thing. He did for me what nobody else did, and it seems like it's really working, and it's not just keeping you with a certain condition in order to take care of you. It is just working. It's for the purpose, and the purpose is the recovery. So I would enthusiastically recommend anybody with this kind of a problem, which I think is very widespread, and perhaps other problems, to pay a visit to Dr. Young.